It's Tuesday. It's Mark Pires.
I was walking down the road today, looking for another way
to ease my mind
and help my living.
It's Real Talk. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pires Real Talk. I'm here to help you make smarter moves, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on Tuesday, day 344 in a row of the Real Talk show. 344 days, guys. How many days are there in a year? Oh, 365. Yeah, we've done 344. So we're getting close to dinging the bell for year 2 of Real Talk. Michael, what's up, buddy? Thanks, pal. Thanks so much for joining. And it looks like Facebook chat is working, guys. So anybody over, Jeff, I see you're over here on Insta. I appreciate you, buddy. Head over to YouTube, please. Subscribe and ding the bell over there because it just sounds better. And you get all of this. I mean, they switch cameras now here. This is something we've got going on. And I can't wait to just, get going over there in a little while. I'm going to play you guys a song on the beat seat today. But we've got a lot to go over. Day 344 in a row. Just listen, don't go anywhere. We're going to be here for a bit, okay? We've been doing consistently an hour and 10 to an hour and 25 minutes on a daily basis. And everybody I talk to says, how do you come up with that much content? How can you go on and do an hour and a half on a daily basis without a script? I say, well, just watch. Just tune in. We just get going. It's easy when I get people. I got Michael on with me. And when I get my people on Instagram on with me, 344, that's right. Fluorescent Incentives, my guy over there. So yeah, guys, we are just kind of driving forward here. 344 days. We're just providing positivity and light. And if you haven't yet, please go check out Phil Hall's. He had an interview with Real Talk. It's the first official story about Real Talk since we started. Now, I've been on the news a lot this year for my invention, the beat seat, but not for the Real Talk show at all. The whole time I'm there being interviewed, I'm thinking to myself, I'd love to also have you talk to me about my talk show, but at the time it was just a vlog. And so Phil just wrote a really nice article, and if you haven't checked it out yet, please do. Share it to your pages. Guys, this is about sharing positivity. We need to be connecting more. And if you are out there and you're someone who appreciates positivity, you appreciate somebody who's just trying to make a difference, share it to your page. Start sharing the content because this is how it grows. It's not going to grow. I'll continue to show up every day, but it only grows when you start getting involved. And it's not a huge task, guys. Right on the bottom of the screen there's a little thing that says share. And you just go, you could either copy the link, you could copy the entire talk from today and share it. There's 344 of these. Actually, there's even more. It's funny, I've been live for 344 days, but there are lots of days within that 344 that I was live multiple times. And for example, every Friday now, we have a show here during the day, and then I'm live that night at 10:30 to do a show on the beat seat for an hour and a half. So we're doing about 2.5 hours on Friday, an hour and a half on Saturday, hour and a half on Sunday. It just, what's funny? I'll get to 52 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I got to wrap this up. And then something else will happen. Just something great comes up, and I'm like, we got to keep going, guys. We can't stop. Like the other day, I was at 58 minutes, and my friend Mike Green comes on, who was my hero when I was in 7th grade. I was so small growing up, guys. Picked on consistently throughout my life. When you're the smallest kid in the class, what do you expect? And then on top of that, when you want everybody to get along, you're that guy. Hey guys, don't fight. Let's be friends. Who's this imbecile? Let's go throw him up against lockers and beat him up for the whole entire 7th grade year. Yeah, that happened. And if it wasn't for Mike Green, who I call my superhero. I often tell you guys, at every moment in your life, there is somebody connected to you, maybe not even connected to you. Could be a stranger, but somebody that will act on your behalf and will protect you. And it may be for an unknown reason. Michael said he was a fighter. I like it. But in general, guys, I just get going here. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. We just start going. We start getting excited about a topic, and then 50 minutes turns into an hour and 5. Then I'm like, wait a second, hold on. All right, let's just wrap this up here. I got a family. I got to go home, and then it's like 7 o'clock. Now, here's the other thing. I want to ask you guys, when is the best time of day to catch the Real Talk show? Because I want to try to make it consistent during the week as well. You know, on the weekend, every Friday and Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 10:30, I'm on the air. You know that, because I've been doing that since the beginning. But during the week, it's like whenever I could find that hour. You know, I'm a real estate agent. So during the day, I am running ragged to meet clients, to show properties, to get them prepared. I just brought a new rental listing on in Westport, Connecticut. If you know anybody looking for totally turnkey, amazing ranch, that I'm going to be doing an open house on Thursday, assuming I don't rent it out tomorrow. I wake up every day saying I'm going to get something done, guys. I don't wake up and say, ooh, I'm discouraged because yesterday I didn't sell. I wake up and I'm going to say, I'm going to sell something today. I'm going to go out there and make a new contact. I'm going to go out there and make a new business relationship. I'm going to go out there and just do more. Because if I continue to move forward and I continue to create action in my life, momentum begins. And my quote the other day, it's accurate. Momentum is an interesting thing. Sometimes you need to create your own. Sometimes it's not about your talent. Sometimes it's not about anything but your effort. It's about you starting that ball rolling down the hill. What I find is most people are afraid to push that ball. They're afraid to see what happens when it starts rolling. They're actually afraid of the success. I know that sounds weird. They're afraid of the failure, absolutely, but they're almost also just as afraid of wild success. Because that could be quite daunting as well. If you go to a magnitude of beyond self, where all of a sudden it's more than you, it's multiple, it's other lives that you are now basically connected to and affecting. When that happens, that could be a scary thing as well. So I think a lot of people have great ideas, but they're afraid to, some of them are afraid to go for those ideas because they're afraid of the failure, yes, but they're also afraid of what if I do? What if I do actually succeed? And what does that look like? Everything changes. You think the way your life looks now looks anything like that? If you actually did the thing you really wished and hoped you could do, you're somewhere else, either physically or mentally. You've become. Remember, our journey in life is to go within and then bring it out. It's not to hide all that beauty within, just keep it in. No, share it. Give it out. That's your mission, is to share the essence of you with this planet. Let's get on to the topic. Get on right and do some real talk right away. Michael's on. We're doing some real talk. So my real estate topic for the day, I just want to share this with you guys. I hope you guys got something out of that little real talk message there. Like I said, being unscripted. Sometimes the moment drives me, and then I'm just saying, okay, listen, if you did not take something from that, you weren't listening. You were watching TV. You weren't paying attention because there's something behind the words. There's a passion, there's an emotion, but there's also something within the words that you need to listen to twice. Sometimes you just need to push rewind and listen to the message again. Listen to it. Let it envelop you. I say what I say because I'm meant to say it. It's meant to come out of me in this moment right now. 15 minutes ago, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, geez, I'm awfully tired. I don't even know if I have what it takes to do a show today. Can you believe that? 15 minutes ago. I was going to be live at 5:30. And I'm looking, geez, I'm really tired. I just don't think I have what it takes to put the energy out there for this world right now. Maybe I'll do it tonight. Maybe I'll come on at 10:30. Who cares? Nobody cares when I go on anyway, right? They're like, oh, maybe I'll tune in. Oh, he's on again? I'll see him tomorrow. Yeah, all those things could be said. And yes, I could go on at 10:30. I could eat and drink coffee and wake myself back up. Sometimes you just need to start the music and go. That's what inspires me. I'll just be listening to the music. It's Tuesday. It's Mark Pires. And it's Real Talk. And we're off to the races, guys. All of a sudden, I'm just jazzed. I'm ready to go. And that's the other thing, too. So when I met with Phil, he's like, so where's this content come from? You know, you went from vlog, 5 minutes, maybe to 20 minutes. You're doing these vlogs. And then now it's like talk show, variety show. You're doing celebrity impressions. You're playing the beat seat. Like what? Explain to me where all this comes from and why. And I told you, my why is very simple. This world is so negative right now that if I don't do this, I am very afraid for us. I'm very afraid for our society, for everybody who's living right now, for our children. And so whether you tune in or not, I'm going to try to make a difference. And I believe if enough of us get together and actually tune into this program at the same time, we can all turn around and walk outside the door and affect real change together in a moment. Because my energy and your energy together is multiplied by 1,000. They used to say old things and you know, I think something like, oh, when more than one are together with me, I'm with them. Like, you know, these old sayings, like, oh, when two people come together with thought and prayer and belief, it's more powerful than one and one. It's not two. It's amplified. It may not even be something you can quantify, but it is amplified. And that's why if you're with a group of people and all of a sudden you are feeling the same thing, you're appreciating the same thing, you're laughing about the same thing, the energy level is so phenomenal. That's real, guys. This show is probably the most accurate truth I've lived in the 41 years of my life. I come out here every day and I just let it happen. The fact that I'm sitting on a new instrument the world hasn't seen and writing songs in real time for you guys just shows you how comfortable I am doing this and how much I'm certain that this is my space. This chair I'm sitting in is where I'm meant to be. This microphone is where I'm meant to be, and it's sitting in front of it, letting the energy fly out of me to you. I just want you to share it. Don't let it go to waste. You know, for 316 days, I do this on Instagram. This is the show. What you are experiencing right now in this moment is every single show for the last 344 days. It's passion and it's conviction. And for 316 of those days, for 24 hours, my people on Instagram could watch it, and then it would disappear forever. And please, if you're on Insta right now, head over to YouTube, subscribe and ding the bell. That is where the show is rocking and rolling. And I want to thank all my newest subscribers over there. I know we don't have a lot yet, but that's where I really want you guys to join me. Subscribe, ding the bell, and tell everybody that's where the show needs to start to build. I never realized how cool YouTube is. I go in there, I see every episode is categorized. You can go through it. You can pick the one you want. I got the little clips there as well. It's just a better format. And then also, while I'm live right now, because I have multiple accounts, I got a notification that said, Mark is live right now. That is cool. You don't get that on Instagram unless you're live on Instagram. I don't get notified when someone's going live. So I love YouTube. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you guys will join me over there. Facebook, you guys got me. Like Michael's on Facebook right now. The quality's perfect over there as well. What I'm doing right now is recording on Restream.io. Restream is a really cool app. This is something I talked about. If you go back, if you've been watching the show, this is the app I created in my mind. I talked about this for such a long time. At the beginning of Real Talk, I was going live on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, and then it's Periscope. And then I was doing YouTube for like the first month. And then all of a sudden, I remember talking about this. I was like, why isn't there a program or an app where I could just go live on all of my social media platforms at once? I just push stream and I'm live on everything. Well, Restream lets me do that. And it took me a little while to understand that. And I'm just upset that I didn't create the software myself. And I don't think I put that one into the universe, guys. I'm pretty sure that one was out there way before I talked about it. Yes, switch to YouTube, please, Michael. And then also, if you can say ding the bell, subscribe over there. I want to try to get that thing up like big time. You know, we need to start getting people creating some awareness. I'm looking around. There are so many people on YouTube. Got to get them to start understanding that this program exists and that it's here every day. That is the thing I think a lot of people start to scratch their heads about. When I speak to them about what I'm doing, they're like, wait, it's so funny how that's hard to understand. How is that hard to understand? Wait, hold on a second. Every day? Yeah, every day. No, but wait, like what about vacations though? Yeah, I do it during vacations too. Whoa, yeah, but what about like birthdays? Yeah, birthdays too. And Christmas and New Year's and what about it? Every day. Every day, forever, there will be a message from the Real Talk Show. New Year's Eve, Christmas Day, Easter Sunday. Every day for the rest of my life, I'm live with you. I have to be out here. And if I'm not out here, I'm not doing what I'm meant to do with my life. I'm not putting out the energy I'm meant to put out. I'm not helping. I don't help when I'm sitting on my couch and thinking, me. I don't help when I'm sitting there and not trying to give back. It's not what we're meant to do. We're not meant to go within and stay within. We're meant to give and then fill all of that greatness within us with all the greatness we give. So I still haven't gotten to my real estate topic for the day. And this is why we do an hour and a half every day, Michael. So, Michael, when you get over to YouTube, shoot me a comment over there. I want to see you switch over from Facebook to YouTube. Everybody, Ted's on. Ted is so cool. Hey, Ted, we got to meet, buddy. Okay, I'm thinking about doing some sort of appearance, like where we get together, we have a yes! Michael rang the bell on YouTube. I love it. Ted, you got to get over to YouTube. You got to tell everybody about YouTube. That's where it's going. And right now, I feel so bad. This is what I got to tell you guys. I said this the other day. My people on Instagram, those are my devoted followers and fans, friends that I've been joining and gathering and connecting with since day one. And because YouTube and Restream doesn't connect to the RTMP or RMTP, whatever it's called, of the back end of Restream, like you can't use Restream with Instagram. Oh, my man. Ted, I really appreciate you. Listen, head over to YouTube because it's going to sound better and you're going to get to just a better experience than you're getting from the filmed version right here. And Michael's over on Insta and it looks like Phil's on. Oh, I love it. See, this is what I love about comments and doing this all live, guys. Phil just said, did you just say Phil all that greatness? Or did you say Phil Hall that greatness? Phil Hall, that article you wrote was greatness. I will say that for sure, my friend. That was really awesome. And yeah, so now we're kicking it on 8 social media platforms currently. And if you guys haven't, I hope you guys, I don't want to get over there yet, but I hope you guys have downloaded the newest podcast. It is such a good podcast. We basically took our Friday 2 weeks ago, which was day 333, and I took the show, which was just straight up motivation and fire, inspiration, lots of really good advice. And then we tagged on the hour plus of Real Talk as Friday night. The funniest thing was last Friday was the day after Thanksgiving, obviously. And I never take a day off. That's something we talk about. I work 358 days a year. Now it's 365 with Real Talk, but this to me isn't work. Okay. So I work 358 And I never take days off. I go away on vacation 7 days a year, but then I work every other day of the year. I'm out in my car hoping to sell a piece of real estate. I'm out there pushing, right? So when I took Thanksgiving Day off, which I usually don't, I usually work for half the day and then I get home because it's like, actually, no, I think I usually take Thanksgiving off. So maybe it's 357. Anyway, so I took the whole day off. And I got to tell you how nice it was to spend that time with my kids. It was unbelievable. And so the next day when I woke up, obviously everybody's Black Friday. Everybody's out and about, just like shopping, doing whatever. I did 50 minutes from the studio thinking it was Saturday. I went the entire day thinking it was Saturday. I went live that night and I go, I turned on the music and I said, it's Saturday Night Live. And I went through the intro and I said, wait a second, it's Friday. I could not believe it. What a funny moment. And that's the podcast. So we start with a little bit of comedic idiocy, I guess. I don't know. I can't believe I was just totally blanked in the day. I used to say this famously that I don't look at the calendar per se. You know, I get up, I know it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday typically, but I don't know what day of the month it is. I know it's in a range. Oh, it was like the 18th a couple days ago. Like I'm not focused like someone who's in an office sitting in front of a calendar, who's a secretary or who works in front of a desk all the time is aware of the days of the week and the calendar month. But when you're out there, you're an entrepreneur. When you're out there trying to build something, you're not focused on things like that. It doesn't matter. What matters is the work and the effort. And to me, when I work 7 days a week, I don't care what day it is. I have to work. I got to go. So that's basically what we all need to do. Oh, my man. Phil is on also. Okay, so Phil went from Facebook over to YouTube. I love it. And Michael's over there too. And I hope, Ted, you're heading over there because we really need you over on YouTube, my friend. And I don't know if Ted, I don't think Ted's been on in a few weeks. Ted, do you know what the new format is for this show? This is a variety show. Ted, we're about to do an hour and a half, Ted. Every day forever, we're about to do an hour and a half. But we're incorporating the beat seat every single show now. It's not just occasionally. It's not just Friday through Sunday. Every show forever, there is ends just maybe one, maybe two songs, mostly just one song on the beat seat. And just, we have to have some differentiation within. It's always going to be at the end, by the way. We'll get our real talk out of the way, then we'll get a song on, you know? And I just love playing, guys. Like, even when I finish up with you sometimes, I'll sit there and I'll just work on stuff. That's when I came up with this the other night. I was telling you, I'm sitting there, it was late. I'm supposed to be breaking down my equipment because I can't leave that stuff out with my kids, you know? And I think I came up with, was it this one? No, I think it was this one. No. No. What? See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about incorporating some music, like dance here too. It'd just be like, I just break out into this shot and then I'm just out there dancing or something because honestly, you can get down to this. Right? It's things like, then there's a guitar that's coming in here. Wait for it. It may be a little bit. I'll wait for it to come in. You guys got to hear it because it's hot. I get a little beat seat going first, though. Check this out. So we created this in real time. But I did this without you guys. I did this by myself at it must have been 1 in the morning. I want to get that guitar in, though, so you guys need to hear it. It's going to be a while. Oh. mean, that thing's just rocking. So I came up with that one, and I'm just loving the fact that we can incorporate the entirety. It's one show. And I got to thank Brigitte. Phil's calling it crabs for Christmas. I got to get that. I still got to get that down for sure. I got to thank Brigitte at my office for reminding me of this. You know, she said the other day, she's like, look, I was watching the show. This is great, Mark, but there's lots of people out there that are doing that successfully, and they have all the viewers already. How are you going to get people to pay attention to your show when Tony Robbins is out there and Jay Shetty, and they're killing it, and they've got millions, 25 million followers? Content is very similar. I got to tell you, I'll watch one of those pieces, and I'm like, okay, if you just put the followers on me to watch, they'd be like, oh, is that Jay's clip? No, it's just me being me, and Jay being Jay, and Tony Robbins being Tony Robbins. Like, we all have an individuality within us, and if we could bring it out and be unique, then maybe somebody will find something interesting that will be in something that they could feel inspired by. Let me see, I got to turn something down here. Let me see if we're live. There we go. So anyway, what I think we're going to do now is maybe get into a couple of news stories. What do you guys think about that? It's about that time for the news. Wait, that's not the right one, guys. This was another thing we did the other day for save it for later. Let me try to find this. Oh, I got two things together at the same time. Let me switch this up. All right, now we're good. This is what I was trying to get back to, guys. This is one of my favorites. I call it Tango in Cashish. No, I don't know. I have no name for it. But it reminds me of like a tango. I just want to be like, I can get down to this one. So we rock that one mostly, especially on my outro here. Actually, for news, this is our news music. Ready? Oh, yeah. So let's get into some news. What do you guys say? Now, this is something I'm just nervous for us on so many different levels, guys. So many different levels. So health experts warn of emerging threat of Nipah virus. Have you guys heard about this? This is scary stuff. London. A deadly virus called Nipah, carried by bats, has already caused human outbreaks across South and Southeast Asia and has serious epidemic potential. Global health specialists and disease specialists said on Monday. The virus, identified in 1999 in Malaysia and Singapore, has sparked outbreaks, and the mortality rates are between 40 and 90%. That's scary as heck, guys. And here's the other scary part. It's spread thousands of kilometers away to Bangladesh and India, and there are no drugs or vaccines yet against it. That's terrifying. And then here's what I'm really worried about. 20 years have passed since its discovery, but the world is still not adequately equipped to tackle the global health threat posed by Nipah virus. So here's the crazy thing. Within 2 years of it first being discovered, Nipah had spread to Bangladesh, and it caused outbreaks. And in 2018, there was an outbreak that killed 17 people. So I'm a little nervous about this because things spread very quickly, guys. It's unbelievable how things spread on this planet. Good and bad. But the bad especially is like, oh, we had this virus and now the entire planet has it. So I think we got to be careful. I don't know what you do about that. They have no way to be protected. Just don't go near any bats. Okay, how about that? This one's interesting, guys. The satellites are changing the night sky as we know it. Expect the night sky to start changing fast. One day soon, the stars we can see from Earth could be outnumbered by a vast swarm of satellites. While many today live under the mark of light pollution, we can at least still travel to glittering night sky in the mountains, the desert, or at sea. But if communications technology follows its current trajectory, anyone who wants to escape the byproducts of humanity will have to go to the moon. Some professional astronomers raised alarms last spring and again in November after SpaceX launched batches of 60 Starlink satellites. You guys, I gotta put my glasses on. It's too hard for me to see across. I don't have the ability to see that well, all right? We always talked about doing the news as like somebody else. Like we should do it as Christopher Walken or do it as Al Pacino, Scarface. Who would be a good guy to do this story as? We should have a different impression for each story. Like who would be the satellite guy? Be somebody with like I don't know, like a French accent or something. Some professionals. I don't know, I'm not good at the French one. Who's on with me over here? My man Ted. Yes, go over to YouTube, my friend. Who else is over on Insta? Head over to YouTube. That's where we're at right now. All right, let me read this to you, though, just so you could get the full scope. Basically, what they're saying is that they're going to be dropping satellite after satellite into the sky, and eventually there's going to be so much up there, we're not going to be able to see through it. I guess they shoot light back in our direction as well. So SpaceX has plans to launch 30,000 more satellites, in addition to the 12,000 already approved by the FCC and FAA. McDowell predicts that other companies are likely to launch mega constellations of their own satellites. This could result in cheap or free high-speed internet access for everyone on the planet at the price of our view of timeless constellations. That is terrible. I mean, the problem with this is it's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen because we as a human race don't appreciate what we have until it's gone. We don't. We have something and we're like, oh, this is okay. It's okay. Let me just stomp on it for a little bit. And then when you don't have it anymore, you're like, I had it. It was in my hand. It was right there. And I killed it. Yes, you did. We did. We're classic at killing things off. Why aren't we good at saving things? Why aren't we good at salvaging what's left? Bringing something back from the dead. Why aren't we good at that? We're good at squashing things out of existence. Extinguishing things. That's what we're really good at. So anyway, the other thing I heard years ago, and somebody can tell me, especially one of my friends, astrophysicist, maybe I could get him on. I heard what happens with these satellites is they only have like a 7 to 10 year lifespan. And then they die out. And then they just float. They just continue to float. They just leave them there. What are they going to do? Go get it out of space? Let's go take that dead satellite. They just leave it there. So there was a map I saw sometime last year with the space trash, what they call space trash, all the satellites that have been launched into orbit. And it's unbelievable the amount. I wonder if I could find that. It's unbelievable the amount of, I'm not going to be able to do it live, the amount of space garbage there is, they call it. And now they're just launching more satellites. So I understand that, I did think it was a weird thing living so close to New York City. I could be in Fairfield, Connecticut, and I have a very hard time seeing any of the sky. Okay. It's just like, it's murky up there. It has to be super late at night and I got to look that way. You know what I mean? But if I drive a couple more towns up, maybe 3 or 4 towns, it's almost pitch black. And then I hear that that's still being affected by New York. So like if you go up to Vermont, you go up to Maine, something like that, you could probably see the Milky Way. We have no ability to do that here near New York City. It's a very hard thing to see, stars. It's tough. It's tough. That New York City skyline, it's bright, guys. It is bright. Space trash, crosses on. I love it. Yeah, I think I got to get my buddy Corey to answer that question for me. What do they do? I know that they just leave it there, the space trash. They're just like, whatever. We're just going to leave it there. And we, the people on Earth, are just like, have no idea. We have no idea that all this trash is just hurtling around in orbit around us. Yes, Cross said, I wish you could see space. Now, Cross, you're in the Bronx, right? Because that is accurate. If for Cross more than me. Like, I could still see some of it here in Connecticut. Cross is down in the Bronx, so he doesn't see any of space at all. Like, New York City has destroyed the ability to see into the universe. It's part of their plan. To dull your senses. To keep you looking down. I find people have a hard time looking up. They're just always looking down. It's part of the negativity of the world, maybe. I don't know. They're always head down, nose down, energy level down. Like, get that chin up. Be excited that you are alive no matter where you are and what you are. You know, something I talked about last week. Cross says Cross is in the Bronx. He said he sees the brightest star in space, and that's all, which I think is Sirius. And Sirius A, I believe, is the brightest star in space, but someone correct me if I'm wrong. But that is a problem. And can't they just shut the lights off at, like, I don't know, 4? How about from 4 to 7 a.m.? Just shut them off in New York City. So basically, listen, this is something we're dealing with the satellites. I don't think it's going to get any better. It's only going to get worse, obviously. And you know what the problem is? Who is protecting us from this type of stuff? The FCC and the FAA? Those are planetary organizations. This has nothing to do with the planet. This is above the planet. It's the atmosphere. There has to be an organization like the Atmosphere, Trash Patrol. I would absolutely be on board for that. The Atmosphere Trash Patrol. The ATP. Ooh, guys, we even have an acronym. The ATP. The Atmosphere Trash Patrol. Write it up. Cross. ATP. Let me get a pen. Do I have a pen anywhere? It's the problem when you go live unscripted, you don't use a pen, you don't write things down. You just go, okay, here we go. I got one. Hold on, let me get you back over here. The ATP. Guys, this is what we do in real time. We're coming up with stuff. So the ATP is the Atmosphere Trash Patrol, and it's something that we're creating here on Real Talk. And what I think we should do is, first of all, we need to get our founding members, is what we need to do. We need to get at least a handful of founding members for the Atmosphere Trash Patrol so we can make sure that we put a stop to the atmosphere trash that is being delivered and not patrolled. Where's my laughter? There it is. The Atmosphere Trash Patrol on duty. What we do with that one? The Atmosphere Trash Patrol. But that's just, look, I think we got to do more. I keep saying we got to do more. We have to do more. And I think we have to also open our eyes to things like this. You know, that's going to somehow affect us. I don't know how, but it's going to affect us, I guarantee. And it's going to affect us, first of all, just the experience of being able to see into, as they say. I think there's a great line they have here at the end. Let me just say it to you so you'd be like, oh, yeah. Is this it? Yeah, they said many will surely feel disconnected with the night sky. That wasn't the one. I don't know. There was a great line I can't find. The price of our timeless constellations. It's basically the same thing. It's just basically saying that, you know, when you sacrifice your view for free internet, that's just something you're going to have to deal with one day, guaranteed. And the problem is, the world would love free internet, so they'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. We need to instill the ATP immediately. Who knows Trump? Who knows the organization, the President of the United States? Let them know about the ATP. It needs to happen. That should be something that they focus on immediately. The Atmosphere Trash Patrol, pioneered by the Real Talk Show, daily, live forever on YouTube. And I want to show you guys something really cool right now, okay? First of all, let me go back to my other screen before we do our last story. So this is just something really cool. when you're a kid, you have specific things that you gravitate towards and certain like favorite things. And a few of my favorite things I lost track of. Like I had a baseball mitt that was a Don Mattingly first baseman, and it disappeared. I don't know what happened to it still to this day. And this is one of my others, and I found it. I wanted to show it to you guys. This is a 1957 Frank Robinson rookie card. In this rookie year, Frank Robinson had 35 home runs, which was a huge deal. And as a kid, when I went to Lancaster, Pennsylvania to a antique shop with my parents, and I found this Frank Robinson rookie card, I was so excited. I remember it was this, or I could have gotten a George Brett. It was a George Brett rookie card or Frank Robinson. Now, I don't know who's worth more now, to be honest, but I can tell you that there were many times over my 41 years, college, wherever, where I probably could have really used the $250 that this thing is worth. And I'm just so thankful that I never sold it. You know, sometimes you really need to just get rid of things. I would never get rid of this thing. This is amazing. It's one of those things that I look back, it's such a fond memory of that childhood, driving through Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Crazy thing is, so it's worth like $250, maybe $300. I think I got it for $35. That's profit right there. Although I'm never selling it, that's profit. So who's on with me still? We've been officially on for, it's only been 42 minutes, guys. But you know what happens. Then we get into a topic and we're going to wind up being somewhere. And we haven't even played a song yet, so we'll definitely be at an hour, unfortunately. I'm sorry. How, in an ideal world, how long would you want the Real Talk show to be? I'd like to know that. How long would you like it to really be? Worth treasuring. Yes. You know, look, I look back now at some of the species that no longer are around. And, you know, that's all I look back with is like, oh, I wish I could have tried that. Or I wish I could have seen, you know, look, obviously dinosaurs are something that we never were able to see anyway because they're extinct. But stuff like that, I remember as a kid being like, oh, I wish I could have seen a dinosaur, like really seen a dinosaur, not the bones at the museum, but a real dinosaur. They're extinct. No, you can't see them, buddy. And, you know, like, ooh, a woolly mammoth. I wish I could see a real woolly mammoth. Well, they're extinct, buddy. You know, ooh, that food that they used to eat back in 4000 BC. I wish I could have just tasted it once. Well, it's not around anymore. You know what I mean? So there is a period of time where we have things and then we start to dull to the experience of having it. It just starts to mean very little to us. I told you, like when I first got these 3 cameras here for the shoot, who's on with me right now? Regina, how are you? Head over to YouTube, please. Join the show over there because that is where we're going. And you don't get the audio or the video really as good over here. So I'm sorry about that. So head over there. It's a much better experience. So, hold on a second. Should I get back to the... I don't know if I should get back to that story. Giants. Yeah, Cross is saying like giants. Would have been nice to see a few giants. Look, there are a few out there right now. Sunny cow, but only in wild. Yes, in the wild. I don't want to be walking down the street and seeing a dinosaur. But yeah, I think that it would be nice to have experienced some of the things that we didn't get to experience. And in life, what we do is we get things, we have things, we love things for a moment, and then we start to feel like, let me put it aside because that other cool thing just came out. And then when you have another cool thing, you're just like, you completely forget about that other thing that was so amazing to you when you first recognized it. It's like when you think about a child, how every single thing they experience is the greatest thing in the world to them. Oh my God. Oh my God. What? Did you see that? That goes like that to that. Like that. It does that. Like that's what a child does. A child is just completely enamored by every single detail. And then you see that same kid like a year later. You're like, hey kid, hey, look at the glasses. Look at the glasses. He's like, yeah, I've seen those. This is dumb. Like, give me something else now. We quickly want to learn more. We're just like, I guess we just are always looking for the next big thing. Is that just something that's within us as humans? It's like we get something that's like, we've accomplished that. Let's put it aside and go and conquer another thing. Seems a little weird, but it almost seems like that's exactly how we are. Yes, humans never appreciate what Earth has. That is very true. And you know what's going to happen here is we're going to basically just run through all of our resources here on the planet. And we'll have no choice but to find another place to go. Guys, I have to tell you something pretty funny right now. So we're 45 minutes in, and I haven't discussed my real estate topic at all. The subject that I put out for this Real Talk today was comparison only works with sold properties. And we haven't discussed it at all. But I guess we're going to do it now. Although we still have one more story. Listen, let's do one more story. Yes. Sonny's on, and had a nice comment here. I think we shall be more focused on the little things. Yes. Let's be focused on the little things and not let the big things you can't change take you out of your moment. You know, I talk about this, you know, in life, we're constantly in survival mode, right? Aren't we in survival mode like all the time? I got to go. I got to get up. I got to go meet that client. I got to run. We're always in survival mode. Well, if I don't go and do that now, there's a very good chance that tomorrow I'm behind the ball. You want to always be moving. You're always moving, survival mode. So it doesn't give you an opportunity to think of the little stuff. And Sonny's right. You got to think about the little stuff. You have to appreciate the little stuff. You have to live for the little stuff. The little stuff will keep you going. You know what my favorite thing in life is right now? I go to sleep very late. You guys know that. I do Real Talk. I'm building beat seats. I built 2 beat seats last night. I got to build another 2 tonight. And I'm tired. And I go to bed. And sometimes my daughter, that's 4.5, will come and she'll just like need to come in to bed. She just like needs to come in to see mommy. But I always take her. I always grab her and I hold her. I just want to hold her. It's my favorite thing in the world to do, is to just hold her when I fall asleep and she's going to sleep. Just have her right here. It's my favorite thing. And for my other 2 kids, favorite thing ever. And you know what? My only regret in life will be that I didn't do that more. That I didn't take more time to just be there in that bed so I could hold that kid or hold those kids. I'm driving so hard and so fast towards something that doesn't exist. I'm creating something, building something. And I can't do it if I think about me too much. If I think about, you know, the comfort of that enjoyment, which it's amazing. It is amazing. Yeah. The time will never come back. Sonny's right. You know, and this is the thing. This is the thing, Sonny. I'm trying to realize that more and more. I'm making a shift. At 344 days, I'm 344. But yes. My shift the other day came from this, Sonny. I was specifically thinking this, that I spend a lot of my time when I'm not selling real estate. My time is connected to my family and creating content for this planet. So those are the 2 things I'm doing when I'm not on the air and the beat seat, 3 things. And sometimes I get so kind of, my creativity and my excitement for what we're doing here gets so ahead of everything else that my focus, the priority becomes that piece of content when it absolutely is not the priority. That piece of content is number 3 on the list, for sure. It's not content, family, beat seat, you know? It's family, beat seat content or family content, beat seat. But it should never, ever, ever be, I got to get this piece of content done. Hold on, kid. I got to get this piece of content. No. So I have to shift my mind. Look, I tell you guys a lot. One of my favorite quotes before I started writing my own quotes was Dr. Wayne Dyer. And Dr. Wayne Dyer said, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And I always loved that because I like wordplay. I really do. You can tell by the way I write my quotes. I love wordplay. And the idea of taking this thing, these glasses right here, and looking at them this way. This is how I'm looking at it, okay? I feel a specific way about it because I'm looking at it this way. Now, if I turn it and I look at it from this angle, I immediately think differently about this. And I have a whole different feeling, a whole different internal reaction to that movement, to this, as opposed to that. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So stop being so one-sided about a decision. Stop letting that decision rule your life. Let that decision drive you towards whether or not it's the right answer, or you made the wrong decision, or not, you made the right move or not. I don't know. Just don't be so binary. You gotta constantly be shifting your perspective, especially if it's negative. If you're thinking negative about something, it may be just the way you're looking at it. So let's see. I think we had one more story I wanted to get into for you. This is a good one. And I'm kind of scratching my head on this one. Ready? Where are we? Okay, so Zoomy takes on Apple in Japan with a 108 megapixel budget smartphone. 108 megapixels? What is that? Oh, we're shooting billboards. We're taking pictures for the sides of buildings now. That's what we're doing. 108 megapixels? Well, we wanted to make sure we could see the poor. What? Who needs that? Although I really want one now. So let's quickly check on this. The world's fourth largest smartphone maker, Zoomy Corp, is entering Japan and taking on Apple Inc. with a budget-friendly smartphone and a connected fitness tracker. That is actually a pretty cool thing. The fitness tracker is connected to the smartphone. I don't think that Apple's done that yet, but somebody can correct me. I don't know, because I don't have one. This is the extent of my exercise. I come out here and put everything on the line on a daily basis for you guys. And that's good enough for me. The company is making the Mi Note 10. It's an Android smartphone which is available in Japan for immediate pre-order and will be shipped on December 16th. According to a statement on Monday, it's priced for $486, and the handset has a high-resolution 108 megapixel camera and a 5260 megaamp battery rated to last longer than 2 days, plus a 6.5-inch OLED display with curved edges. When you look up and old people regret in their lives is that many people don't. Yeah, I think what Sonny's trying to say there is that a lot of old people in their life look back and they have regret that they didn't spend the time they should doing the things they really wanted to do with their life. And I think that for me, this is one of the reasons why I come out here on a daily basis is I don't want to live with the regret of saying I could have done more for this planet. I could have done more to make a difference, and I didn't. I sat back. I let somebody else do it. I waited for somebody else to step up and be the light. No, I decided to just turn it on myself and say, look, whether you tune in or not, there is a platform here that's just providing light. That's it. We're just here providing light. So if you want to share in the light, if you want to get something from the light, if you want to just be a part of what we're doing here, just say hello, get involved. Oh, yeah, Sonny said it's insane how much time people spend on their phones. You know, I got to say, I make a joke out of this, like how kids should not have phones, should not have iPads. One of my podcasts is specifically about this, how it is not a safe thing for children to have because we can't even handle it. We as adults can't even handle the tech. How are we going to leave it on a 7-year-old, a 12-year-old? You know, it's something we always dealt with. You go out to a restaurant and look, we go out to a restaurant. My kids they get crayons in their hands and they're drawing. That's what we do. Oh, you have crayons and you have a workbook with a kid's menu in it? Oh, thank you very much, ma'am. That's it. This idea of let's give the kids a phone. Let's let them delve into this iPad so we can have a conversation, so we can have a nice dinner. Well, you know, guys, before cell phones, before iPads, people used the workbooks and the crayons. And they made it work. No, sorry, Tommy. You're going to use the workbook and the crayons. But I want... You're 2. You're 7. You're 9. You're 13. I don't care what the age is. You make the rules. And I think the problem is, you guys tell me if this is what you think too, but the problem is in school, their kids are getting a different treatment than we're giving. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, Timmy's mom says, like, well, we don't care what Timmy's mom says because Timmy just put his head in the oven last week. What does that tell you? Yes, and that's the other thing. Sonny said that too much puts EMF into the brains. You know, my wife always talks about that. You know, you got children with their faces in phones. There's straight radiation here, guys. Straight radiation. And I talk about how I'm doing it. So I'm, in a way, I'm like, I know I'm hypocritical in a way when I say this stuff. Like, oh, we got to shut off the tech. We got to shut the television off. I mean, honestly, where this program goes is one day we graduate from being here on a daily online program and we destroy all the negativity on TV. That has to happen. I want to just go up against everything. So, in a way, everything I'm saying is hypocritical because I am also a part of the problem. I'm here right now broadcasting live on this program. And I'll be live every day forever on this program, which you can catch on your phone, on your iPad, from your desktop, anywhere. YouTube at YouTube TV, you can watch me. So yes, I'm part of the problem. But what I'm trying to do is affect positive change. I always said, one of my quotes, I got to find this. I wrote this down years ago. I said, the internet will either be the greatest invention in history or the demise of humanity. It was a quote I wrote when I was like 19 years old. The greatest invention in history or the demise of humanity, or both. It could be both. And when you've got, this is the best way I think about it, okay? You've got 10%, just use simple math. 10% of good, 90% bad online. Let's just say that is rough, okay? 10% good, 90% bad, okay? Now, if you are part of the 10% good, you're fighting up against all of this negativity, this entire world that wants you to just fall off the map. Just stop. Just come over to the dark side. Look, it's so great when we beat people up and we make fun of them and we laugh at them when they fall down. And when people get hurt, we just go, heh heh. Oh, come on over to our side. That's so much better than when you ask people how they're feeling and you grab their hand when they fall down and you sweep them off when they fall down. Oh, we just ended over on Insta. That's all I'm saying is you got to be willing to be a good person if you want to experience the good things in life. And it's a hard battle. It's a hard battle. You're a small group. Much smaller group. There's a lot of people that just want to take down positivity. It's a fact. Why? I don't know. There is no answer. To me, there's no answer for the question, why, if someone is out there being great, why do you want to take them, not being great, but trying to promote positivity and bring great feelings to this world? How could you look for any negative within that? Like, how could you even connect to any negativity within that? I'm going to just bring up that Fred Rogers thing I saw a few weeks ago. It baffled me. It's his funeral. This man gave his life to this planet to promote a positive change, one child at a time. It's pretty much the Real Talk motto, except it's not about children. It's about every single person. But his was about children. And at his funeral, there were people protesting outside, blaming him for that their children wound up a certain way because he said that they were all special just the way they are. And how could you find any negative within that man? How could you even come up with anything negative? All he did was give. All he did was give. So I just don't get it. And then I have to think it's the way that people are portrayed, the media. They may have seen a story, read an article by somebody, some biased article, or just somebody who had a problem with kindness and wanted to squash kindness and bring some more evil into the world. Yeah, we need some more of that. Let's get some music in. I'm going to play you one song here on the beat seat. Let's see what we got. I don't even know what I'm going to play for you. It's not going to be much because I got to tell you guys, I'm really tired right now. Let's turn it around and see what we got. Nope, hold on. That's not the right one. There we go. See, when we go beat seat, hold on. Let's see what Sonny says. I think limitation is the key. Not always being exposed to EMF. Build in brakes. Put things on flight mode. That's a good idea. Not using Wi-Fi much. Little changes can help everywhere in each field. That's interesting. You know what? That's an interesting way to think about this because we are affected by this technology, even though we don't know we are. Like, it's amazing how cranky my kids get if you take an iPad away when they have that moment where they get that hour and we take it away. They just turn into these little animals, and it's just exactly what you're saying. You need these breaks because people cannot control it. Let's see what we got. Let's get some music going. This way. All right, I guess I can hear myself a little bit. I really have no idea what I want to play. A pick, so let's play something that doesn't require a pick. All right, I haven't played this one in a long time. Let's see how it goes. It's called How It Used to Be. Yesterday, scenes open-ended, my memory cast shadows over me. I face my decision, ain't thinking about you, how it used to be. How it used to be, yeah, yeah. How it used to be. How it used to be. My days seem longer now. My days are longer without you, to wake up without you to hold me next to be happy again. Why did it have to end? And now I'd have to walk into night with my eyes closed. And even though it's dark outside, I can see what's in front of me. It's how it used to be. It's how it used to be. I think about it all the time. How it used to be. How it used to be. How it used to be. It's how it used to be. How it used to How it used to be. How was that? Any good, guys? Oh, thank you, Sonny. I appreciate it. I'm glad you liked that. So I'm really hoping everybody from Instagram heads over here and joins, because what happens, if you guys don't know how Instagram works, is we only get an hour over there. And when we get to that hour, it just gets cut off. And then they have no idea what happens from 60 minutes and 1 second until the end of the show. And the last 4 or 5 days, we've been rocking out to like an hour and 25. And I really just I got to say, the last 15 minutes of each show seems to be maybe even better than the entire show. Because we're just connecting, and then all of a sudden I'll think of something else, and then we go on to it for another 10 minutes. And I'm not going to do that to you guys tonight, even though it is 1:10. Been an hour and 10 minutes we've been here. It's insanity. But guys, I'm serious. Even though I'm super tired right now, I could sit here with you all night and converse and just try to bring something to you. So that song, How It Used to Be, I wrote that song, I think, in 2008, after I recorded my last album. It's one of the songs I was thinking about releasing as part of my next album. And I don't know if I have a recording of that. We have to start doing some other things here on the show. Like, I have the ability to bring in all of my old tracks, the stuff that I recorded years and years and years ago. And I thought what would be kind of cool is doing that and actually sharing some of the songs I'm planning on dropping as this acoustic album for you. And I don't know if I could find any of it in this moment. If I could, I'd actually play like a song right now. But it doesn't seem like I'm able to find it easily. Well, maybe I will. Let's see. Something's opening up. No, it's not. See, this is the thing that's so funny. Whenever you need something to work, it never works. You're like, alrighty then. There's so much stuff we have to do here, guys. So much stuff. So I have Wedding Day here. That was a pretty cool version. I was trying to find this audio track that we did. Well, I did this full album, essentially. And it was 26 songs. Basically recorded 26 songs on not on the Beat Seat, but just on my Pro Tools system. And I never released them. Just never let the world hear them. And I feel kind of bad. So I'm going to get that out there in the next couple weeks. I have to get it out in the next 2 weeks, actually. Oh my goodness. I'm looking through this file here, and I see where I actually did another podcast. I almost recorded a comedy podcast 6 months before I did Real Talk. And I should maybe play this for you guys one day just to get a kick out of it. This is 2016, actually, I did this. And I think it was like 30 minutes long. Let me see. Does it say? No, I'm not going to play it for you. It was so silly, though. I was just doing like celebrity impressions, and I was just trying to do something. I don't know what I was doing. but I just found that here. And I'm looking for all this music, but I can't find it. What I'll do is locate it. And the next time what we're going to do is I'll play you a track. We'll start with one track and we'll go from there. Maybe if you guys like it, we'll do another one. And the other thing I'm thinking about doing, because I have all these Christmas songs we haven't worked in yet, is I may just get the guitar here one day and just open them all up here on the screen. And I could just read them and play with them and see which ones you guys like. Be like, hey, I like that one, Mark. Work on it and play it next show. And then I'll just play them, your favorites, you know? Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, that's it. I'll work the rest of this stuff out for you guys. I'll find it. All right. But I appreciate you. We are here officially for an hour and 13 minutes doing Real Talk. And I don't know how to do a half hour anymore, guys. There's just too much content. There's too much to the show now. We got our Real Talk moments. We still haven't even talked about our real estate topic. Should I just skip it until tomorrow? What do you think? Oh, where are you, Sonny? I want to hear where you are. Sonny, I got to read your message. Good night, Mark. This very nice of you to say. I can listen to you for ages. I would love for you to listen to me for ages. Please tune back in tomorrow and download the podcast. Let me just quickly show you. That is the last story we did not get to. It's not really the story, but this is the Mark Pires Real Talk podcast, available on every single network, free of charge. You drive anyway. You're driving around, just turn on the podcast, turn on the Real Talk podcast. I just dropped the 39th episode, which has lots of great music in there. You're going to love it. Sonny, you're going to love it. Oh, you're in UK. I love it. I love how we're connecting with people all over the world here on the Real Talk program. Get some sleep, Sonny. I appreciate you tuning in. And I hope, let me know, is the podcast available in England? It should be, right? iTunes, go anywhere. Just type in right there. Type in Mark Pires Real Talk. And it's everywhere. Spotify, you can Google Play it. You can go onto iTunes. You can go on to Anchor FM, where the platform is actually based. And it's all free of charge. So please head there and download the 39th episode. I think you're going to love it. Lots of great music there. Oh, cool. I love that. Thank you so much, Sonny. And that's why they're here. They're here for you to tune back into and watch after the program. Even if you can't get into the live show, that's why I want them to be. SoundCloud is not working currently. I'll tell you what happened. When I first started doing the podcast, I signed up for a SoundCloud podcast. But the problem is they only let you do like 5 hours of footage, and then you have to like buy some crazy plans from them. And then I found Anchor, and Anchor was like, look, we like what you're doing, and we'll just put the podcast up there. So like I could broadcast as much as I want. It goes right onto the Anchor network. So go to anchor.fm. And then I think you could, if you just did like / whatever, Mark-Pires Real Talk. That's how you get to the actual Real Talk Anchor page. But I think if you type in Mark Pires Real Talk podcast in Google, you should probably have it pop up. I haven't done that yet, but I'd imagine. Or if you go to markpiresrealtalk.com, that is also another way to get to the podcast, get to the YouTube page, get to the Instagram page. I will be putting Phil Hall's awesome article up onto the Real Talk page very soon as well, so you guys can read it there. I have to get some Wix time in, get that thing updated. And I'll be back tomorrow. You guys know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow's day 3, 4, 5. What? Day 3, 4, 5? Oh, awesome. Yes, please check it out. I know, right? Cross says, I hate when programs like get you in and then they're like, oh, but now you got to buy more. Like, I know, that's not going to work for me, pal. But Sonny's going to check out the YouTube page. He's going to check out the podcast. And well, Sonny's already on the YouTube page. He rocks. And 3, 4, 5 tomorrow, guys. Day 3, 4, 5. Now, how cool is it going to be when we get to day 4, 5, 6, and then we get to day 5, 6, 7, and to 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10. No, that would be 8, 9, 1, 891. But we will eventually get to 8, 9, 10. It's just going to be a long 8, 9, 10 would be, let's just do the math on this. 8,910 days in a row would be what? Like, what is that? That's like 30 years. Is that right? No, it's not. It's not 30 years, right? 3 years would be about 10,000. No, it would be about 1,000. 3 years would be 1,000. I'm trying to do the math here. So if I did, 3 years would be 1,000. So 10 years would be 30,000. Yeah. I'm doing reverse math. So I think it's roughly about 30 years to get to 10,000 days. I think that's right. Is that right? 10,000 days is 30 years? Someone do the math for me real quick because I don't have a computer. I don't have a calculator here. Actually, I wonder if I could pull that up and do that. You know, we'll do that later. I am curious about that, though. Like, what is 8,910 days? How many years is that? It's like 30 years. It's like 26 years. I'm guesstimating, but I think it's about 26 years. So anyway, listen, I totally appreciate you guys joining me today. We're going into tonight. It's 7:07 now. We've been live for an hour and 17 minutes, going on an hour and 18 minutes. And now we're just stalling. But I will see you guys tomorrow on the next Real Talk. Remember, spread the word, subscribe, ding the bell. This is a show that never ends. And sometimes when you're on with me, you'll be like, when is this show going to end? Yes, don't forget leap year. Well, you may be skipping a day, but I won't be. I won't be skipping a day here on the Real Talk show. The year may be skipping a day, but I won't be. I'll be broadcasting. So anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Next Real Talk. Remember, subscribe and ding the bell on YouTube. That's where the show goes from now on. And we officially went and did another hour and 19 minutes. Just about. I'll see you guys tomorrow.